Namaste to everyone. It gives me great pleasure to participate in the national seminar organized by the Ram Dayal Munda Tribal Welfare Department and Institute, Government of Jharkhand in Ranchi. As though I am not able to present personally over there because presently I am in Chicago, USA. I have done extensive work among the tribals of Jharkhand, especially on the primitive tribes. I have spent more than 3.5 years for completing the documentary films. So, to be with you today, I am really happy. It is a fortunate for me to present my experiences at a glimpses what is the situation existing for the primitive tribes in Jharkhand, how we can able to conserve those people. That is the theme of this lecture. Before starting my talk, I would like to thank the important persons who helped me for a period of 3.5 years at different occasions for completion of my project Man in Search of Man. First, I would like to thank Professor Ganganath Jha, Professor of Anthropology, then Professor Hari Prasad Ji, Principal and Professor Anthropology, then Vikash Bhatt Ji, who is an NGO and working here in Bisapur region, and then Shri Rajendra Kumar Ji, who is a joint director at that time Krishna Institute of Public Administration. Once I met him in Bhopal, he came and as a director of a Tribal Research Institute. I don't know whether he is presently there or not, but I will express my sincere thanks for him. Then Sanjay Kumar Pandey, who is an agriculture officer in Bisanpur, who helped me in identifying the plants, roots, tubers which are consumed by the tribals. Then finally, Dr. Alok, Department of Anthropology, Vinoba University Research Scholar. They are helped me in this project work, Man in Search of Man. I sincerely thank all these people. Coming to the subject matter, in India we have a total number of 705 tribals. Among them, 75 are vulnerable tribes called as Pvtgs. Among the 75 primitive tribes, we have 20 tribes which are more vulnerable and facing the threat of almost extinction from the planet. They are the Andaman tribes. Some of them are Bihar, Jharkhand, and Orissa state, and in Kerala. So, these people are less than 1,000 individuals. Some of them are less than 100 individuals. So, that is the situation here. And we have 20 tribals, which is less than 5,000 individuals, 10,000 individuals less than 8 tribes we have, and 17 tribes from 10,000 to 50,000 here, 13 tribes 50,000 and above, and 17 tribes there is no census. It is really a pathetic condition. Even after 70 years of independence, we are not able to count how many heads are there, how many people are there in the particularly vulnerable tribes living. That is the situation existing in India. You can see here the population growth. There is a steady growth of population which you can observe from 1961 to 1911. There is a steady growth from 6.85 to presently it is around 8.61% population growth. There is no problem in growth of the population. Exclusively, some tribes the population is dwindling, especially among the Great Andamanis, Jarwas, Wongis, and Shompains, and Cholnaikans, and some of the tribes, especially in the North India. So keeping this in mind, I have thought to preserve the cultural heritage of the primitive tribes of India, which is vanishing at a faster rate because of urbanization, industrialization, deforestation, and so many problems which they are facing. So I have thought in 1993 to develop a project, that Man in Search of Man, to collect the data on the cultural heritage of primitive tribes and preserve for the future generation. In this connection, I have done this work in Jharkhand region. I have completed the project. It took me nearly 28 years for completing this project. Now, coming to the Jharkhand region, we have 9 primitive tribes in Jharkhand. This is the third largest state having the primitive tribes. Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand is having the largest number, 9 tribes. They are Asur, Berkhor, Vidya, Hilkariya, Korava, Malpaharia, Pahariya, Sauriya, Pahariya, and Savar. These are the some of the tribes in Jharkhand region. If you're coming into the classification of the tribal societies of Jharkhand region, we can classify them as food gathering and hunting, horticultural tribes, artisan tribes, shifting cultivators, agriculture communities, and industrial tribes exposed to industrial tribes, and tribal refugees, and Nexal insurgent or affected tribes. So these are the some of these categories I have classified to better understanding and planning for the better development of these societies. We cannot implement the same developmental program for all the tribes. So I have classified into different categories based on the substance of economy and planned for the development of the tribes. So if you systematically plan, you can able to bring out the inclusive growth of the primitive tribes in Jharkhand and also in India. Now let us come to the point in briefly about the tribes of Jharkhand region. Asura is a very important tribe which I have studied in Netrahat region. They are inhabiting in Netrahat region. These are the people who invented the iron and given to the human civilization. So this invention made possible to develop the civilization in the entire world. The iron implementation provided by them to Devaputra has helped him to win the war. So it is the greatness of the Asur tribe. And another important one is there is a confusion that Asur and non-Asurs, which I have briefly explained in my video film, which you can see in my YouTube channel about on Asur film. And the greatness of this tribe is that is they made the Ashoka pillar, which is presently existing in Qutub Minar area. That is a known world over about is non-trusting. Then they are the food gathering and hunting tribes, developed horticulture over a period of time. It is from the data shows they are the first people who developed agriculture, and few families have agriculture presently also. Most of them are lost their lands. Many of them are landless people facing a lot of problem. They lost the shifting cultivation because of forest rules, and they are facing a problems with Maoist presence over there. It is very difficult to go the Netrahat region, especially from Pramdawa hills. You have to cross and go to the Netrahat, and doing research is not that much easy. Presently, I don't think anybody has gone over there to do the research in those villages where I have worked. And I have given a detailed note in the abstract that the villages where I have worked about 8 villages. Because of poverty, they are selling their female children. That is what I understood from the interviews which I have conducted in the Netherhat region. They are really living in a pathetic condition. It is the right time that the government of Jharkhand should take certain steps to help these, conserve this aboriginal population, because these are the very important people who has given civilization and modernization and industrialization developed because of the invention of the iron. I have documented the songs and dances and folklore and folk culture on this population, and also the iron melting, how they will be melting and how they will be making different type of instruments from the iron. Berkhor is another important tribe, a nomadic tribe we can call them, and moving from place to place. Now most of them are settled from nomadism to settled population. The Berkhor are facing a lot of problems because of the tiger project. They have been asked to evacuate the forest regions, and they have been rehabilitated in different places. They lost their substance of economy, and conditions of living is very poor. Perishing tribe, you can call them. Slowly they have lost their cultural identity, as though they have rich cultural heritage, songs and dances. They lost their economy, rope making and leaves collection from the forest, minor forest produce, and selling into they lost totally. Some of them are became beggars, and some of them are agricultural laborers working for the mainland people. So it is the right time to take certain steps for helping these tribal people. Vidya is one of the important tribe in Jharkhand, like Asura. They also helped in invention of the iron ore. They are inhabiting in Bisanpur region. The population is facing a threat. It has become a very big problem for their survival, which you can see the village houses in my document which have been hosted in the YouTube. The house is there, but down there is entire shallow. That means an entire iron ore is taken away by the industrialists. Due to this problem, the water level in the ground level has gone down. So now this tribe is facing a survival problem of water. Water is main important problem which they are facing by the Bidjia people in this region. And because of deforestation and extensive mining in this region, they are not able to do agriculture also. Only in dry crop, that is, once in 1 year, they are doing the agriculture. And moreover, the industrialists, the mining people, they are threatening these people and bribing them huge amount of money, taking away their lands for mining purposes. That is one of the important problems they are facing. And health issues are, many of them are suffering with different type of infections. So protection of these people is very important. Otherwise, these people will perish. You can see the ethnographic film in YouTube in my channel tsnaidu.com. Another important tribe is Hill Kariya and Kariya people. They are also once nomadic, living in the interior forest region, depending totally on food gathering, hunting and fishing. And they have started shifting cultivation. By the time they are started shifting cultivation, they are forced to vacate the forest because of the forest acts, forest rules, and conservation of this forest for the tigers. So it is the biggest problem they are facing. And they lost their identity also, most of them. especially in Orissa. It is becoming a big problem. You can see in the my ethnic vision from the YouTube that they have lost their cultural heritage. Most of them are suffering with malnutrition, both mother, children, and elders also. The rehabilitation houses which have been given to them are in dilapidated conditions. It is not fit for living also. So these are the some of the observations which I have made. And these people have a rich cultural heritage, songs, dances, and folklore, folk culture, religion, and political system. They have their own. Now we have another tribe is Hill Korwa. Hill Korwa is an important tribe which is better than other tribes of primitive tribes of Jharkhand region, which I like it very much, and I have worked with them intensively, and they have uh, cultural heritage is deforestation and acculturation. They lost their lands, many of them, but even then, few of them are doing their agriculture. Still, they are following food gathering, hunting, and shifting cultivation. Then we have the Malpaharia. Malpaharia is an important tribe which facing the threat for the survival because of deforestation and mining. So many issues are associated with it. So many of them are now became refugees and working as rickshaw pullers and shoe making and chapel repairing and agricultural wage laborers, most of them. Then we have the Paharia. Paharia is living in a pathetic condition. Is an Excel zone they are inhabiting. I have faced a lot of problem to visit these people, and I have to wait for a longer time to get permission from the enter into this. I think you know very well with the Maoist knowledge, we cannot enter into the any of these territories. That is the huge problem which I have faced. Somehow I have gone and I thanked all the people who have helped me in this venture. I thank the Maoist people who helped me also in documenting the ethnic vision. It is a preservation of culture. It is not commenting on any people or and criticizing on any people. They are the people who have to preserve this cultural heritage for the future generation. That is my intention. Few decades we won't find. So you can see the pathetic conditions how they are living. They lost their traditional economy. Now they are living on agriculture labor, wage laborers. I don't have any words to say among the sour people. Because of the Forest Act, they have been thrown out of the jungle. Now, most of them are living in the peripheries of the forest regions and near to the urban settlements, slums. We can say most of them are wage laborers working and not even having a food for them. Many of them are suffering with poverty. I think most of them are living under the trees. That is the pathetic condition. I think you can see in the video film. So there is malnutrition, infant mortality is very high among these people. There is no medical health care. There is no protected water. So these are some of the problems which these people are facing. Sauri Paharia is a important tribe which I have worked in Rajmahal Hills extensively for longer period. They have been affected with the mining, blasting. They have been asked to vacate and they have been rehabilitated at different places, which you can see in the slide. The rehabilitated houses, how they have been row houses they have constructed, and them almost all them are dilapidated, and it is not fit for them for the living. Most of them are living in the veranda or outside. If rain comes, entire water will be there. It's a rich cultural tribe, I have seen in Jharkhand that they have the rituals, especially life cycle rituals, are performed in elaborate way. Especially, I was attracted with the death ceremonies and death rituals which they are performing. The impact of industrialization and deforestation played an important role for the perishing of the primitive tribes in Jharkhand region, especially the establishment of the Bokaro steel plants and steel mining, industrials on steel started, and they have started mining entire regions of the where the primitive tribes are inhabiting. There is no need for me to go in depth because everyone know about it, and it will be given a separate talk somewhere in my YouTube. And most of them are lost their traditional economy. They became beggars, refugees, and uh, almost collapsed the tribes. And another one important one is apart from industrialization and deforestation and urbanization, the Nexel impact also played a crucial role for the development of the tribes, especially PVTGs in Jharkhand region. My observation shows that why we are not able to develop the primitive tribes because of several reasons. One of these is the welfare schemes are planned at state and national level. Most of the schemes are planned for the entire country or the state without regard to the fact that local conditions are very much. So they are prepared at the higher level and local conditions. That is what which I have told you. Based on the subsistence of economy, the culture, we have to prepare schemes for them. Another second one is too many schemes and projects are taken up at the same time at each area is also is the major factor for the failure of the implementation of the schemes. At a time you are taking number of schemes which is confusing not only the administrators but also the tribals. That is the one of the important one, and feasibility and suitability of the schemes programs plays an important role for the development, which are feasible, which are required. That is why I classified the substance of economy. Based on that, we have to give them the different type of schemes. Then more number of tribal ashram schools which hostel facilities should be opened in the tribal areas. I think you have seen that many of the uh, who are tribals, refugees, and who have been rehabilitated doesn't have the schools nearby. So the parents will be going for agricultural work, daily wage laborers, and they doesn't have the schools. Most of the children will go along with the parents. So for education, we should establish ashram schools. That is very important one. Then nutritional deficiency is a important aspect for both mothers and children. Is a common almost all the PVTGs. Steps to be taken to provide iron, calcium, and vitamin tablets, and opening of a number of integrated child development centers in the tribal areas. Then another important one is dedicated research scholars and administrators and employees should be taken for this work. They should be consulted before implementing the project in a block level or district level. That is more important. And I observed that lack of coordination between the tribal welfare department and other government department working in the tribal areas. Say tribal welfare department and irrigation department and horticultural department, they doesn't have a coordination. That should coordinate together and work together. Then only we can implement these schemes. In sharing the experience with the Jharkhand PVTGs, that is what I wanted to put up a few findings. Presently, there is urgent need to establishment of Anganwadi center in every village, especially in rehabilitated villages. Strengthening the public distribution system should be provided to all the PVTGs at cost of free. Providing safe drinking water is very important. Most of the tribes PVTGs which I have observed, there doesn't have a protected water. Then construction of additional residential houses to the rehabilitated families is very important. Apart from the construction of the new houses, the old houses which has been constructed previously should be repaired at the earliest. Opening of the public health centers is essential in every core area of tribal inhabiting places. Employment opportunities is very important for conservation of this population. These are my some of my works which have been submitted to Government of India and state government. Almost all the states I have submitted the documents, which even Jharkhand also, the Chief Secretary Tribal Welfare Department, I have sent my documents. I think you can check with the director of the Tribal Research Institute, which I have submitted. And this is my 1998 Commendation Award for my best research in Andaman Islands among the Andaman tribes. And the reports were submitted to the Chairman Dilip Singh Boria and Ministry of Tribal Welfare, and the documents submitted to the Kishore Chandradev and to the Minister Kulasteji and Sangmaji and Oramji for their consideration and develop the primitive tribes. I hope you might have enjoyed this, but I am not able to answer the questions which you will be raising. I know that you have plenty of questions. Hope you can interact with me in my email so that I can able to answer. I hope I will get another opportunity to participate and spend my time with my friends and officials who have helped me in this seminar. Thank you very much for kind hearing. I request you to go to my YouTube channel tsnaidu.com. It is already existing, and you will find all my document ethnographic films on the tribes of India and living cultures of India, and my lessons to the student of anthropology, sociology, psychology, and social works. So, thank you for the organizers of the Tribal Research Institute for giving me the opportunity. Thank you very much. To save these aborigines, we should provide them permanent houses, fresh water for drinking, nutritional food, health facilities, residential schools, regular employment, and to encourage their agriculture. And subscribe this channel to know more about ethnic cultures of India. Namaste. Thank you very much.